system.
Yes, ma'am. It was called the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021.
Exactly.
It was essentially a pathway to citizenship for the... Yes, ma'am.
May I finish responding, please? But you have to let me finish,
You
please.
had the White House and the House and the Senate,
and
they didn't bring up that bill.
Responding.
Are you still in support of using taxpayer dollars to help prison inmates or detained illegal aliens to transition to another gender?
I will follow the law, and it's a law that Donald Trump actually followed. But
you call
let's not
Donald Trump
the significance
of that. You call Donald Trump. He's misguided. You say now
he's unstable. He is unstable, Brett.
He's not well. You say he's mentally not stable.
He's not stable.
Let me ask you this. You told many interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared diminished?
This is a democracy. And in a democracy, the President of the United States, in the United States of America, should be willing to be able to handle criticism without saying he'd lock people up for doing it.
Yes, I knew this is coming. MSNBC has slammed Fox News, alleging that their interview with Kamala involved elements of racism and sexism because of cause. I don't get the point. So when Austin appeared, well, the discourse Lord called Trump's name like they usually do. They went further to talk about this interview. I was shocked to see that they are bringing in racism talks in this, sexism. Insane, right? I understand Sonny Austin, throughout her life, she cannot make a good sentence without involving things like race in it. It is insane. This man simply asked Kamala simple questions. All she could do is to respond, convince people to choose her. I don't understand where issue of racism is coming in. Totally unacceptable. Let me play this video so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
That he approached her differently than other people he interviews.
I saw a little bit of the panel after the interview, and one woman said that she came in hot, and also said that she became angrier. I thought he came in hot. And what I am very tired of is this trope of the angry black woman. She was not angry. She was in command of the facts. She was passionate. Passion does not equal anger. I am often called, Donald Trump actually called me dumb at a rally recently. You have these tropes that are used against women and women of color in particular. And I did not see a dumb woman. I did not see an angry woman. I saw a woman who understands what is at stake. And
it's the critical backdrop to this moment in which Vice President Kamala Harris sat down for an interview with Fox News. It was supposed to give viewers an opportunity to actually hear her plans as president. Instead, as you saw, it almost immediately devolved into an embarrassing bad faith effort by a once respected host to play to an audience of one. The host's constant, rude interruptions were designed to distract from the issues and facts that Trump and his acolytes try and twist and distort every day. And on Fox News, they try and avoid. And they couldn't. When Kamala Harris realized the host was not going to let her speak, the only way the vice president could give Fox viewers an opportunity to hear what she had to say was to talk back over him. Was he making sure that happened? I personally think absolutely. Did she do well in this environment? Of course. She was great. She's a former prosecutor, attorney general, senator, current vice president. She's fine with a situation like that and even flourishes.
Important thing to know about Bret Baier is that he is a member of the club. Being a member of a club, any club, offers certain privileges and certain protections. Bret Baier is a member of that Washington club that fancies itself to be the unbiased news media of Washington. Club members always include people who work at the major newspapers that we all rely on, major magazines, the news divisions of the broadcast networks. And to prove they are unbiased, they believe they must include in their club at least one anchor from Fox, and that's Bret Baier. But the truth is, Bret Baier is not so secretly a hardcore supporter of Donald Trump.
He did himself a disservice by doing what he did. He is known for doing the bidding of Fox News, but he ends his show every night as fair, balanced, and unafraid. Well, that was not fair and balanced.
Kamala Harris went there, sat there, answered the questions about relevant things. I mean, she could have said, you know what, Bret, tell you what, why don't we just play music for 39 minutes, since that's what some, your dance. Supporters like. Right. So she was talking about what she had to talk about, answering the questions. She wasn't talking about Hannibal Lecter. She wasn't talking about windmills. She was actually talking about the issues.
Yes, I want to confidentially say this. These people are not doing any good to Kamala. When you take a look at the gaslighting that is coming out totally insane, they are not doing any good to her campaign. They want her to lose instead. These same people came out to say, oh, Biden was okay. Any person saying otherwise, F you. That is what I saw on MSNBC. Kamala went in here for them to look into loopholes, try to criticize, balance up so she can correct herself in other interviews or places. Then that is how it is done. Don't just go off, start calling racism, start doing. No. I understand they are pushing her that she should win, but they are not doing her the good they're thinking. Especially the mainstream media, MSNBC, The View, the kind of things they spew out after the interview. I was shocked. Sonny Austin accusing this person talking about racism, sexism.
Just not the Twitter's real life ever, but no, looking at it seemed like a Rorschach test right from the beginning of how people were going to see. Did she crush it? Did she blow it? What was the outcome of the interview?
I think Trump refused to debate Kamala Harris again, so Harris did the next best thing. She booked a debate on Fox News. And that's what this was tonight. She essentially walked into a Trump campaign field office because anchor Bret Baier, who is a solid journalist, he is also incredibly sympathetic to Trump because that's what his fans want. That's what his viewers want. His viewers want him to represent the Trump point of view. So it was almost as if you had a Trump surrogate interviewing Kamala Harris. And look, adversarial interviews are a good thing. We should root for them. We should want more of them. You're so fantastic at adversarial interviews where we challenge newsmakers and we get answers out of them. But yes, this was a Rorschach test. Some people think Baier was mansplaining. Other people think Harris is filibustering. I think at the end of the day, this was all about one word, the word tough. It showed that Harris was tough. She went into the so-called Fox den, and that's how Harris's campaign is promoting it tonight. They're saying she went into the Fox den and look what happened.
Yes, Kamala missed an opportunity that I don't believe she will ever get it again. This was a moment I believe she was to pass out and gain a lot of people, but it didn't work out. When you take a look at this Trump surge to an all-time high against Kamala Harris on political betting platform Polymarket after her chaotic interview with Bret on Fox News, Trump gained about 3 percentage points after the interview as bettors apparently felt that the interview hurt her chances. The development comes as there is a growing divide between typical media polls and betting platforms like Polymarket, for example, which has surpassed the New York Times and the App Store. Trump is about 8 percentage points away on the betting platform from where he was before Biden dropped out of the race. Maha is still having the guts to say this.
It's 25 days before the election, and I got to say, it's not looking that great for the Democrats. I mean, this is not a good sign. When you have an African-American candidate, you probably shouldn't be having to shore up your support among black men, but that's what's going on. Tim Walz.
Look at what Democrats are experiencing.
And sometimes there's a trend line that I never noticed before and make me go, whoa.
Whoopi, you always say you don't believe in polls. I'm with you now. Because Axios, blue wall blues. Fox, Dems are scared to death. No, Dems are not scared to death.
Is it a good announcement? What exactly, please? I want you to know. Drop on in the comment section.
Trump's running mate. Same reason you don't throw a birthday party for dinner.
Well, this is the problem.
18, please register to vote for.
I don't care if they write that. No, it was right, and you got.
I'm going to shake it off.
It's like 73% said they're voting for Trump. Okay, yeah.
You hired me 4 times.
I tell him, I'm like, I'll just pop.
How dumb are you?